Everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about the top 3 stocks that all of y'all should be keeping in your watch list for Monday. I'm also going to be doing a trade recap showing y'all some of the trades that we've taken between February 28th and Friday, March 4th. All right. And before we begin, do not forget to annihilate the like button on your way in. All right. So let's get started right off the bat. The futures market is not open yet, so we're gonna dive straight to the point. The first stock that all of y'all should be keeping in your watch list for Monday, that stock is TSM. All right. And the reason why I want to share TSM with y'all, again, TSM was the stock that I've shared previously with y'all because of this head and shoulders, right? It paid off. Some people in this Discord made money. Y'all made money as well. Now there is another opportunity on here that I want to share with y'all. The daily chart is not looking too good. Right off the bat, I am leaning bearish. All right. The pattern that I see is on the 4-hour time frame. If you go on here, if you zoom in, you can clearly see that there is a bearish pennant on the chart right over here. All right, you got the bearish pennant, and it broke down in the afternoon today. Therefore, watch this one for a drop all the way towards like 97, maybe $95 before we see some type of bounce. All right. Another reason why I am bearish on TSM is because of the, if we take a look at the daily, we're gonna go all the way back here. We're gonna zoom into this region, and what you will see is that the floor actually broke. The support was actually at 107, and it broke down earlier 2 weeks ago, right? And then tried again, and they tried again, and it finally gave out. And right now we're sitting at $105. If it gaps down lower, then definitely watch this one for a potential flush. The weekly is not looking too great as well. There is like no support down here. There is so much room right there. So much room. And the monthly looks even scarier right here. All right, as you can see. So definitely watch TSM for more selling pressure on Monday, maybe carrying on into Tuesday. All right. Now, the second stock that y'all should be keeping in your watch list for Monday, that one is more like, it's a commodity. That one is GLD. All right, and GLD has been bullish for the past 2 weeks, and the bullishness started over here after this massive bullish pennant on the daily time frame right there. All right here. And then after this initial run, it formed another bullish pennant on the 4-hour time frame right over here, which was caught on the 3rd at exactly 12:33. As you can see, was literally like about to break out for Friday. All right. So, and if you look on here, it broke out quite cleanly, and it's running after hours right here, right? So how high can this thing go? I think that it can get up to 190. I think it can easily get there either Monday or Tuesday, I think, before we see some type of pullback. So watch it for this move right there, right? Now, the last stock and the third stock and the last stock that y'all should be keeping in your watch list for Monday, that stock is BAC, Bank of America. And the reason why is for a very simple reason. It looks quite similar to the one I shared with y'all with TSM, but it's a little bit more ahead. It's right here. The descending triangle breakdown overnight on here, and this is Friday right there. All right, so watch this one for a continuation down all the way to like $38. before we see another push like that. All right, so this is pretty much what I'm anticipating here. It's pretty clean. It's pretty clean, and all the banks have been getting hammered lately. All of them, they've been on this downtrend, which is not looking too great. And there's some gaps underneath that, like $39 on the left hand side right here, right? So it wants to get there. The volume is increasing, so be careful if you dip on this thing. I again be really careful. Hopefully you didn't like you managed your position size. If you were long, this is looking quite bearish to me. All right, so that's my honest opinion on Bank of America, the banks, and these other two stocks that I've shared with y'all previously. Now for the trade recap, let's take a look at it. So the first one that we took a trade on, that was from Friday the 25th leading into Monday of last week. All right, so the first one was Square. So Square was looking pretty good. Again, I told y'all, I think it was the last video that we had, that it had earnings. It crushed earnings, and then it formed this ascending triangle on the charts. And then later on, after the first entry, it broke out and provided another entry right here. And then I made that video for y'all. And the following day, which was on Monday the 28th, I sold half, like over here, 5 minutes after the market opens. I sold half when I got to like 123, and it started to roll over for around, I think it was 60% profit on that contract. All right, and then it started running again all the way up to $125. In the video, I told y'all to watch it for a gap fill, because that right there represented a gap from like way back at like 128. But I was happy with the profits. At this point, the contracts were up by 100%. So I just took all of the contracts off and sold everything. That was at, I think, at 9 a.m. Right. And if you look at Square, if you take a look at SQ, we can clearly see that it just kept going much higher. All right. So I left some money on this one. Not the greatest trade because of this right there. Like the contracts went from $3 each to 5 right here in the first 5 minutes to 6 right here, which is when I sold. And then it went all the way up to like 11 right there. Some people in the Discord kept holding and made more money. So congrats to y'all, and congrats to all of you too on YouTube who have made some money on this one. This one's for everybody. And then after that, it just consolidated. It never got higher than 131, and then eventually gave up all of its gains. Where is it going to go next? Things are not looking too good. I think it's gonna go a little lower. I think it's gonna go a little lower. Now the next one that we took a trade on. After that one was Tesla. Now the thing about Tesla is I wanted to short this one for a while, but I was just too early. I got this contract up P95, the P795. When it started to curl around at around like 875, because of this. All right, y'all can learn from this. So this is it's the same mistake, but at the same time, it was the right thing to do, but on the wrong EV stock. All right, I will explain that like soon. Y'all will see what I mean. So we got Tesla right here, and this was on Monday after we sold Square, right? So it got all the way up here after the morning momentum was done. This was the entry for puts right there. What I was looking for was for a drop, just for a drop and a rejection off of this previous level of which became it was the previous level of support, which became new resistance. But the fact that it took so long to actually drop was very irritating. I tried to be patient, like after the first entry. I tried to be really patient on the second day, right? And it showed this thing. It showed it showed this bull flag on here, which I thought was fake right there. All right. I was very, very patient. The contract were kind of getting hammered as it was going like higher here, but I was really patient and I was just holding through it just to see what would happen. All right, and this is pretty much my thought process on here. So we got that happening. I'm waiting to see if it's a bull trap, and then it ultimately ended up being a bull trap because a lot of bulls were trapped above 778. So I was really, really patient and everything was going fine. And what I really wanted Tesla to do was just to collapse, like either that day, like immediately, or out the gates the next, or out the gates on this day right here. But instead, it decided to play the same game again, and then I got pissed off and I got rid of it. I got rid of it like right here for a 40% loss on that contract. I lost like $300 on it before it spiked. And then what I did after seeing that and after realizing that, wait a minute, this is actually the time to be bearish. This was actually the time when I was supposed to propose the idea to short it. So I decided to just go directly to XPEV instead. Let me show y'all. So after taking that L on Tesla, we went to XPEV, that contract, and this was at, let's see, at 9 o'clock. So at 9:02, when XPEV was rolling over, again, this happened. This is Tesla right here. Let me show y'all. This is Tesla right here on the third. No, wait. There it is. Yeah, so right here on the second, 9 o'clock, 9:02 is right here. All right, after I realized that it was going to go down. And then I saw XPEV, which behaved a lot better. XPEV had better contracts. XPEV was pretty much bound to fall along with the overall market. So we went in with puts right over here, right there at 9 o'clock. All right. And then I pretty much held XPEV puts for the potential downtrend. And then I released that video for y'all, which I'm going to pin it at the top right here, telling y'all about the double perspective, right? We got the bearish perspective, which was the much bigger time frame right here. And then we got the bullish perspective, which was on the 15. But I explained to y'all what would happen and why I thought that this bullish pennant was fake. It's really odd shorting a bullish pennant, especially after I realized that it was a bullish pennant at the close. I was like, you know what? Let me just hold through it because I think the bigger perspective is going to take precedence over the smaller perspective. And I also told y'all in that video to wait for the first 5 minutes because the first 5 minutes will determine where we go. And if you look on here, you can see that the first 5 minutes was red. All right. And this was pretty much the indication that, hey, yeah, this is supposed to be fake. And everybody who bought calls right here, who were excited about this little rebound after we were short, right? This is pretty much the end. This is where they cut losses. This is where they're out. This is when they realize that this is not gonna go any higher. This is where they just immediately get rid of the calls and watch the stock fall. So pretty much we're just holding those puts all the way through. Let me show y'all. So this was what happened on the third, right? So the first 5 minutes right here, and then it just kept dropping and dropping and dropping some more, and then at 8:55 on the third, I decided to sell those puts when it got to like $32, and I told y'all to watch it for a drop all the way down to 31. It got to $31 ultimately, and then started to consolidate. So congratulations to anybody who was able to take this trade as well with us. We made some money on it. Some people held it a little longer than I did. The contracts were up by 100%, so I decided to just collect at 9 a.m. and to just wait for another one. All right, and ultimately it went down even further. Now after the trade with XPEV was done, Another stock showed something really, really nice. All right, it showed something really clean, and that stock was Disney. So this is Disney right here. All right, Disney showed a bearish pennant, the same one, well, a similar one that I just showed y'all with TSM. Right, so it broke down in the morning at 9 a.m. The entry was not the greatest entry because it was I bought a put on there after the initial wave down, which not the best entry. All right, as you can see, if we go back on here, let's check out Disney. So this is Disney. All right, as you can see, after I got in, it kind of bounced a little bit, and I told everybody like if it ends up in that circle right here, I will add more, and it ended up in that circle in the afternoon. And when the Nasdaq showed that thing that I showed y'all in the last video, that bearish panic, it was kind of an indication that this drop was coming, right? So I added more puts on Disney at the close, and then today, or I would say on Friday, and then on Friday, this thing just started to tank. All right, the market opened, and then it started to drop and drop and drop, and we were just watching it, watching it. I sold some puts at 9 o'clock after it got to 141, and at well, the contracts were bought at an average price of like 1.9. The first one was at like 2.1, and then when I bought it when I added in the afternoon, it came down to like 1.9, and then the puts went all the way up towards 3.2. That's where I sold some, and then I was watching it closely to see if it would go fall a little bit further. Right, so it rejected off the 9 amount of 5, and I thought it could go to 136, which was the ultimate price target for that specific play. But later on that day, it just wouldn't fall fast enough, and it would look like it started to creep up a little bit more. And that's when I got rid of all of those contracts for an average price of $420. Right at 1016 right here. Right after I saw this thing curl back up. That was the time to get out. And the overall market just started to creep up, right? Everything just started to run up, and there was an intraday opportunity to the long side, especially on the SPY, before ultimately close red. And this is pretty much how we did. All right, so this is pretty much the P&L for the fourth. As you can see, somebody turned $400 into $670. Another person doubled their money on Disney. Somebody made $720 on it. Somebody else right here traded oil. And this phenomenal work by this person. They made $1,800 throughout the week. And this is pretty much the growth of their portfolio. Again, everybody start at different sizes. So this is phenomenal work. Phenomenal work. All right. And let's see here. Oh, somebody else made $21,000 off of that Disney drop. It was very, very clean, like super, super clean. So congrats to that person. Another person made $237 on Disney. And another one made, again, I told y'all the average price that I sold at was like 420. So this one right here, they bought it at 163, which they had a better price than I did, which is phenomenal. And then they ended up selling it at $400. All right, somebody else made $170 on Disney, and somebody made $1,100 in the past week with us. And then shout out to this person. Massive congratulations. Shout out to you. Phenomenal job on making $87,000 during the past 3 months that this person has been with us. And he is right. Patience is key, and selecting the right plays, being really, really patient, being picky, right? Especially in a choppy market, a bear trend is important. So to anybody, to all the beginners out there, it takes time. It takes It takes time for sure. It takes practice. All right. Over time, you will get better. I try to make things very simple with Discord. Try to do one trade at a time, just to make it easier for everybody to not only like learn in the process. That's why I post all of the pictures, that way they see exactly why we do things and they understand it, and they're not just blindly following. Like, so I'm kind of teaching as we go, when people are learning as they go, right? So that's one thing with the Discord. So that's pretty much the end of the video. All right, if you got any questions, definitely drop them in the comment section below. All right, first and foremost, if you have not liked the video, definitely demolish the like button for the YouTube algorithm. As always, it helps the channel a lot. If you're not subscribed already, definitely click on subscribe and click on the notification bell along with all notifications. That way you don't miss out on future uploads. If you would like to be part of a private Discord community, you can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. If you're not following us on social media, you can find me at Ngumah and at PATTERNOLOGY LAB on Instagram and on Twitter. And lastly, if all of you are brand new to trading and you would like to get started, all of the steps are found in the description of the video below. Step 1 to step 3. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ngumah with PATTERNOLOGY LAB, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see all of you in the next video.